famous restaurant in New Orleans are fucking killing people. You're charging fucking money for that. It's a disgrace.
$250,000 in debt, and you want me to kiss your ass? Shame on you, young lady.
I just want to be respected.
Shame on you.
Just hearing the name Gordon Ramsay sends a slight shiver down our spines. Not the kind of shiver that scares you, but it just makes you think about all the shouting and screaming Chef Gordon does. He's known for being one of the most difficult people to please when it comes to food, and he gained recognition for this, rather harsh critiques. From hosting many seasons of MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen, to tasting food that is unacceptable to say the least on Kitchen Nightmares, this guy has tasted it all. But hey, there's always a silver lining. There have been times, a few, but time nonetheless, where Gordon Ramsay had actually liked the food and has complimented the person who's made it.
First of all, that is delicious.
Awesome.
Whose recipe is that?
Mine.
Actually, one, it's bloody juicy. That is delicious.
How do you like this?
Yeah, it's delicious. Well done. Wow.
So in today's video, we're going to be looking at 9 times Gordon Ramsay actually liked the food. So let's hop in. Number 1. Remy's Donuts. In an episode of MasterChef Kids, the kids had a tough challenge where they had to come up with a dessert without any processed sugar. Dessert without sugar? Sounds almost wrong, doesn't it? But this talented young chef took the challenge confidently by making 2 types of donuts. Not only did she have 2 different types of glazes, aka matcha and chocolate, but she also decided to bake the donuts to make them nice and light. She got selected in the top 3 and was super excited to present to the judges. They complimented her plating skills and her creativity, and Chef Gordon even told her that her dish was groundbreaking and the most innovative one in the room.
They are the smartest donuts in the country tonight.
Remy was over the moon and even won the challenge. Number 2. Bananas Foster by Tommy. We've never seen a MasterChef contestant quite as fashionable as Tommy Walton. His previous career as a fashion designer probably explains it. But when he isn't making flamboyant fashion statements, he's chefing it up in the kitchen. In one challenge, Tommy presented the classic Bananas Foster, but of course with a certain culinary finesse. The dish had a maple bourbon cream on the side and was garnished with caramelized apples. When Chef Gordon cut open the dish, he was welcomed by sweetened cream cheese, and this totally knocked his socks off. He said that it's rich and sumptuous.
It's rich, it's sumptuous.
Which is obviously a huge compliment from the rather critical chef. Enjoying the video so far? If so, please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Number 3. Olivia's Cocoa Rub Steak. The young chef Olivia was faced with a chocolate challenge and decided to take a little unexpected risk. She decided to make a savory chocolate dish. The 10-year-old worked on her chocolate brown sugar rubbed New York strip, which was incredibly creative to say the least. But during the challenge, she began panicking and seemed to have a nervous breakdown. Christina, one of the judges, quickly rushed over to Olivia's counter to guide her, and it worked. Olivia's biggest worry as Chef Gordon sliced the steak open was that it would overcook. But lo and behold, it was a perfect medium rare. All that worrying for nothing.
If that's medium rare, yeah, it should be pink in the middle. Quinoa is fragrant. All in all, a great job.
Number 4. Brandy's French Fries. Season 7 of MasterChef America presented the contestants with a seemingly easy challenge, making French fries. But with a dish so simple, a chef like Gordon Ramsay must have tried so many versions that his expectations would be quite high. When it came to taste Brandy's fries, Gordon was left utterly speechless. All the fries were equally and perfectly cut, had just the right amount of salt sprinkled on top, and were on the thicker side. And apparently, this was Gordon's perfect plate of fries. He even commented that it was perfect. Well done, Brandy! Number 5. Sammy's Pan-Seared Steak. The kids were placed in a mystery box challenge in which they had 45 minutes to prepare a dish that was inspired by their family. This was definitely a huge task for such a short amount of time. Sammy decided to make a seared steak with sides of a Parmesan polenta, fried Brussels sprouts, and a compound butter. He told Chef Ramsay that the inspiration behind the dish was that his brother and father really liked meat, while his sister and mom love vegetables. And for him, this dish was the perfect way to represent his family. Sammy managed a top 3 position with his dish. The judges complimented his perfectly cooked steak and his plating skills. And Chef Ramsay even told him that if he kept this pace, he would soon become a serious threat in the competition.
You've got a perfect sear, young man. You're plating like a chef.
Number 6. Christian Salmon. When the main ingredient of the challenge, salmon, was revealed, Christian seemed the most excited of all. He was confident that he'd do well, and since he's on this list, obviously he did. He decided to present blackened salmon with garlic and a tomato puree, which was beautifully plated. Chef Gordon loved it and even gave Christian a little good job. And a good job is a big deal from someone like Gordon Ramsay. Number 7. Kwani's flourless cake. Kwani spoke about how much he loved chocolate and baking all throughout the competition, and this challenge was his time to shine. The young cooks had to make a dish with chocolate as the core ingredient, and Kwani decided to impress the judges with his skills by making a flourless chocolate cake with a raspberry coulis, white chocolate ganache, and almond brittle. Kwani was not only excited about the challenge, but was confident that the judges would love his dish too. Gordon instantly complimented the look of the cake even before tasting it. Upon taking the first bite, his face just screamed, "This is delicious!" The judges loved Kwani's creative take on a regular old chocolate cake, and said that the combination of the white and dark chocolate was delicious. Number 8. Christine's Sashimi. The most intimidating challenges in any cooking show are the ones where you have to replicate a dish made by one of the judges. In this challenge, contestants had to perfectly replicate Chef Graham's white tuna sashimi with avocado mousse and crispy plantains. And not only was the flavor to be replicated, but the plating too. Now, Christine was visually impaired, so doing the exact plating as Chef Graham was a huge hurdle. She got her hands into the dish and really tried to figure out how everything was arranged. When Chef Gordon was presented with a dish, he was shocked. He even called the other judges over to show them how perfectly she has executed this challenge. From the position of the fish to the way the mousse was piped, everything was perfect. Gordon was in disbelief, and all he said to Christine was, "Honestly, I'm at a loss for words." Wow! To leave a man as expressive as Gordon speechless is truly something else.
I'm lost for words. Great job.
Thank you.
Number 9. Evan's pumpkin sweet potato ravioli. The kids were presented with a rather interesting challenge, having to cook with canned goods. Doesn't sound like culinary refinement, does it? But these talented kids were up for the challenge. Evan wanted to cook something that would echo his Italian heritage, so he decided to go with the classic ravioli. What's more is that he messed up his ravioli during the previous challenge, and this was his shot at redemption. His ravioli was going to be stuffed with a pumpkin sweet potato filling with a black truffle cream sauce on the side. He got selected in the top 3 for the first time and was elated. Chef Joe told Evan that his ravioli looked authentic and that the flavors were incredibly complex. Next up, Chef Gordon of course loved the dish, but also told Evan that this was one of the best dishes he'd cooked in the competition. That would be a huge compliment for any chef in the world, but for a kid, that's almost unreal.
For me, what's happened across this challenge was that you've come back stronger and blown away. Good job.
And with that, today's video comes to an end. We hope it gave you a different perspective of Chef Ramsay, maybe something a little different from all the shouting and swearing. Don't you think Gordon Ramsay has a soft spot for kids? There's a running joke on the internet that says that the chef is much sweeter to kids on his show as compared to adults. Do you agree with that? And more importantly, do you think you could make a dish that could impress Gordon Ramsay? If so, what would it be? Let us know in the comments down below. Please give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.